agenda will be the AED demonstration, which will be Bill Woods. John and Sean are the one that got together to get this put in. So, John, you have the floor for Bill.
Well, let Bill take it. Let Bill take over. He didn't have to demo me, please.
Thank you. It's good to be back in Dorchester. I was up here a while back when we first started looking at into automated service. I don't want to get that copy, so let me get this stuff up. No problem. But we come with shocking news. Again, automated external defibrillators, the whole purpose and what you folks are looking at. Just very quickly, out of hospital, sudden cardiac arrest is an adult epidemic nationwide. Here in New Hampshire, the EMS system, the emergency medical service system, we average here in New Hampshire about 210 cardiac arrests a month in the state. It's a national issue. That's why we urge everybody to be CPR trained with cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The most common form of out-of-hospital cardiac arrest is called ventricular fibrillation, VFib, and the definitive treatment for somebody in ventricular fibrillation is a defibrillator. The idea of CPR is to keep, rescue breathing, compressions, keep the blood flowing, keep the patient oxygenated until you get an AED to the side of the patient. For every minute of delay of an AED is a 10% less chance of survival. Just to stop just for a second, again, I'm Bill Wood, I'm from the state, I'm here to help you. Unfortunately, you're between me and the door. But one of my duties with the State Bureau of Emergency Medical Services, I coordinate the AED effort statewide to get AEDs out into public places, heart-safe community initiatives, making organizations aware of the importance of portable defibrillators. And as the Heart Association says, AEDs should be wherever adults congregate. And so you folks are making a great step forward. You have one here and one at the town office, right?
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent start. Same as many other communities. Your AED in this building is right here on the wall. This is the actual unit. We have gone out to state bid over the last several years to get the price down on AEDs. Typically, these devices are between $1,200 and $1,800 on state bid, which the price is good for state organizations and anybody in New Hampshire. For example, this complete package, this is a $634 state bid item, and you're looking at an $1,800 piece of equipment, along with the cabinet and so forth. All AEDs work the same. There's about 6 or 8 different brands on the market. Basically, AEDs are ready to go. There's no AC power supply. You hit the green button, it turns on, and then the AED tells you exactly what to do. I've got a demonstrator unit which we'll run through. AEDs are adult-proof. You hit the button, it turns on, and step by step it tells you exactly what to do. If you get confused and don't know what to do, sooner or later some 11-year-old kid in the crowd is going to say, do whatever, okay? But the different brands, they all work the same. The self-contained, the battery's good for 4 years. There are 200 shocks on this model. Compact, easy to use, excellent piece of equipment. The AEDs are virtually maintenance-free. In fact, I'm going to pass this one around. But I'll start with the second up here. But all AEDs have some type of an indicator. On the Philips unit, it's a little green blinking light. That tells you this unit is ready to go. It's ready to be used. It's important in your real lives, wherever they may be, every AED has some type of indicator to indicate that it's all set, ready to go. AEDs check themselves once a day. They do an internal check. They check to make sure the pads are attached. They check the battery, similar to your smoke detectors. As long as the battery's at least 50% charged, the AED is good to go. If there's a problem with the device, it senses the battery's less than 50% charged, the little status, whatever it is, indicator turns red. And like a smoke detector, when the battery gets low enough, it starts beeping, feed me, feed me. No, it starts beeping to indicate there's a problem. You turn the AED on, and it tells you what the problem is. You know, replace main battery. You know, pad's not attached, whatever it may be. As this goes around, I'm just waiting to see who pulls the handle first. Anyway, but so far we're doing well, okay? This is why you folks up here get the big bucks. So as I say, AEDs are truly portable, they're truly life-saving devices. Rather than having my Recessian mannequin as a demonstrator, you know, the dolls and so forth, I have this handy little device in lieu of the mannequin, handy little device which I use to show pad placement. The other thing I'm just going to pass around is AEDs. The device themselves are not temperature sensitive, but AEDs need to be kept in a warm environment. They can't be subjected to boiling temperatures, you know, high temperatures or freezing temperatures. It's not because of the AED, but this happens to be the other different brand, but AED pads are sticky. There's gel in here to adhere to the bare chest. If you need to defibrillate somebody, that's what gets the current to go through and to jumpstart the heart. Well, the gel in the pads can't freeze and can't boil. It's got to be within normal temperature range to maintain the conductivity of the gel to get the proper shock. The other thing AEDs do is when you turn it on, it senses if the person's in VFib or not. If a shock's needed, the AEDs nowadays, what they do is, and you women in the crowd, you ladies are too young to remember Ben Casey, you know, Dr. Kilder, those TV shows, you guys remember them. But with the paddles and the watts and the joules and the fish flop and all that, well, it's incredible. The technology now is you put the pads on the patient's chest. If a shock is needed, the AED instantly calculates the mass of the chest and sets the power setting. What we've found is that excessive defibrillation energy can cause cardiac tissue damage. And so you little petite morsels in the room, if we had to defibrillate you, you'd get the minimum shock automatically. Whereas some of us big, huge guys would get the maximum shock. And adult pads now can be used down to 1 year of age. So that one set of pads does everything in their one-time use. And I'm just going to pass these pads around, but you'll see how, not only will you see how sticky they are, but also, I keep saying this equipment's adult-proof. The same thing on the Philips units. AED pads, they show where to put them. Upper right near chest, below the clavicle, lower left under the left breast. So if you have to shock, the current goes down through the heart to jumpstart the heart. So if you haven't had your coffee yet, it's early on a Monday morning, you take out the pads, not only are there pictures on the package, there's pictures on the pads. And worst case scenario is, you really are having a bad day, worse than the poor patient, and if you put the pads on backwards, it still works. I keep saying they're adult proof, but you'll see the stickiness on the pad, and that's why these have to be maintained. These pads are good for 2 years or 200 shocks. And once you open the foil package, the pads have been used. Not a major expense because these pads are about $30 to replace. If they were, say they were open, somebody was having chest pains or there was a concern. Thank you. Shocking. So that's, you know, these are the little units, and you've got 2 of them in town. Again, there are several different brands, but they all work the same. Now this is the demonstrator unit, and I'm going to run through what it sounds like when the AED, you activate the AED. If you think somebody's having a medical emergency in the state of New Hampshire, any type of emergency, what number do you call? Excellent. Okay, when in doubt, fire, police, or medical, you call 911 and get the system rolling, okay? All of the 911 telecommunicators are trained, and they do about 1,500 calls a day in New Hampshire, fire, police, and medical, plus. But they're all trained to give emergency medical instructions over the phone. They're certified, and they can walk people through, you know, exactly what to do. I just lost my train of thought. So this is the medical emergency. You call 911. They're on the phone to be able to help you and give certified medical instructions. About a year or so ago, a couple of years ago, I listened to a 911 tape from Portsmouth. Portsmouth Fire did an emergency childbirth successfully entirely in Croatian. No English at all. Successful childbirth, healthy kid or whatever. It's incredible because 911 subscribes to AT&T language learning. Anyway, okay. So you've got an event, appears to be cardiac related, person goes unconscious. How many people here at some point have had CPR training? Somewhere along the line. Excellent, excellent, great. Statistically, for citizens, if you're CPR trained, statistically, if you have to do CPR, it's going to be on a family member, a co-worker, or an acquaintance. That's the statistics out there. Okay. We have an event.
By removing all clothing from the patient's chest, cut clothing if needed.
Yeah, okay.
When patient's chest is bare, remove protective cover and take out white adhesive
The
pads.
AD comes with a pair of bandage scissors to be able to cut, because if you're going to do CPR, what are you going to do with the chest? Going to get the clothing off, bras, whatever it may be.
When patient's chest is bare, remove protective cover and take out white adhesive pads.
Ew.
Look carefully at the pictures on the white adhesive pads. Peel one pad from the yellow place pad exactly as shown in the picture. Press firmly to patient's bare skin.
Again, pictures on the pads.
When the first pad is in place, look carefully at the picture on the second pad. Peel the second pad from the yellow plastic liner. Place pad exactly as shown in the picture. Press firmly to patient's bare skin.
Upper right, below the clavicle.
No one should touch the
Lower
patient.
left, below the ribs.
Analyzing.
I'm Vanna White's brother.
No one should touch the patient. Analyzing. Shock advised.
What's the AD looking for? It's looking for VFib.
Press the flashing orange button now. Deliver shock now. Press the flashing orange button now.
Be my guest.
Shock delivered.
And touch the papers.
Be sure emergency medical services have been called. It is safe to touch the patient. Begin CPR. For help with CPR, press the flashing blue button.
And it will instruct you how to do CPR. AEDs for dummies, okay? So, it's, I'm going to shut this off. It's kind of okay? We analyze to see if a shock's needed. It says shock. In this case, shock was needed. The person was in VFib. There was a shockable rhythm. You push the button. I took my time. Did you hear it keep repeating? It's designed that way. Until you do the next step, it repeats. Sooner or later, what's going to happen? That 11-year-old kid in the crowd's going to say, dummy, push the button or do whatever the next step is, okay? So that's the beauty of these machines. They work you through the algorithm, what you've got to do. And that's how simple. Once you put an AED on somebody, if they've been in cardiac arrest, it either says shock advised or no shock advised. You leave the device on. You keep doing what the machine tells you to do. Never give up. Don't give up, okay? It may be people go in and out of cardiac arrest. You may have to do multiple shocks. You may have to do CPR for a while. Do not give up. Who's got the best chance of survival? That patient, you're working on them, you're pumping blood, you're doing whatever's necessary. 911's on the phone to be able to give instructions. The machine tells you what to do. Do not give up. In my 40 years of EMS experience, I've been involved in 6 cardiac arrest saves. That's the good news. The bad news is they were all in the back of the ambulance. You know, we were transporting a cardiac patient, they arrested, we had all our toys right there, no delay, and, you know, time is tissue. So I can't emphasize that enough. Many times people come in and out of cardiac arrest, and the quick example I'll just use to illustrate that, About 10 years ago, down in Milford High School, they had a high school junior, after school, was going to see a teacher about something, and he went into the classroom and dropped dead. He went down with cardiac arrest. The teacher immediately started CPR, they had AEDs in the school, they defibrillated him. They brought this junior in high school, what, 16 years old, something like that, brought him back, he went back into cardiac arrest. They defibrillated him 3 times before the full-time ambulance, paramedic ambulance got there. The paramedics defibrillated him another 6 times on scene. And en route to the hospital, they had to defibrillate him multiple times. At the Elliott in Nashville, they worked on this boy for an hour and a half. Finally got him stabilized, long-term save, back with his family. In fact, when we awarded Milford their Heart Safe Community designation, he was at the State House as part of the ceremony as a survivor. He ended up being shocked over the course of an hour and a half, defibrillated 22 times. No neurological deficit, no injuries, whatever. Wonderful story. But I can't emphasize enough, you never give up, okay? We're EMS, when we get there, it may take a while for Kanan or whoever to get here, but I can't emphasize enough. You folks are the true first responders, you can definitely make the difference. Okay? I can't emphasize that enough, okay? Any quick questions on how the machine works? And again, they all work the same. You turn the button, you push the button, you do what the machine tells you to do.
Does, like if you shock them one time and it doesn't work, is that calculating that it needs to do another shock, or do you need to figure that out?
You got the memo, very good, good segue, okay. The way the AEDs work is, the American Heart Association algorithm, you put the AED on, you do what it tells you to do, shock advise, or no shock advise, you then start CPR. And again, with CPR, we're doing what? We're checking the airway, we're checking breathing, we're checking a pulse, and whatever's missing, then you do. The pads are on, the AED is sitting there. After 2 minutes, the AED will say, stop CPR. And it's going to reanalyze again. The machine just keeps doing that every 2 minutes. Now, say the second time, the machine says no shock advised, start CPR. And you go to your CPR training and the person's not breathing. So you do rescue breathing, you check a pulse and they have a pulse. So what do you keep doing? They're not breathing, but their heart's beating. So you do rescue breathing to the patient to keep them viable, to keep working along. But in answer to your question, the machine every 2 minutes says stop. The machine checks the patient again to see what the heart's doing. Don't give up, okay? You're sustaining that person till the next level of care can get there. Excellent question. Other questions? This is how to do, AED in 30 seconds or less. No. One thing I would note, just quickly, liability-wise, I probably should have started the presentation. Here in New Hampshire, we have a very progressive, what we feel is a very progressive AED law. First of all, the law very clear, it's an extension of the Good Samaritan law, but the AED law specifically says, first of all, any organization that obtains an AED, maintains it, and makes it available will not be held liable for its use. In other words, it enables anybody to grab an AED off the wall in New Hampshire, hit the button, and try and save a life. If somebody's heart's not beating, and they're not breathing, what are they? What are they? If people do nothing, instead of being warm and dead, very quickly they're going to be cold and dead. Okay? There's that window, and I'm not trying to be facetious here or whatever, but there's that window of opportunity when somebody goes down and they're in arrest. That first couple of minutes can make all the difference, and that's where a defib comes in and many times successful. You're the true, the public, people like yourselves, you're the true first responders, because public safety-wise, we can't get there fast enough. We've got the travel time monkey on our backs, whether you're in downtown Manchester or you're in Dorchester, whatever. 2 years ago, they had an AED save on Mount Washington in the Sherman Adams building. 35-year-old gentleman collapsed. Guess the view was too much for him, but anyway. They've had an AED up there for years. They maybe started CPR, AED, they shocked him twice. Gorham ambulance, they load them into a stage van, brought it halfway down. They met the Gorham ambulance, transferred the patient, kept going in and out of arrest. Bottom line is they took him to AVH, flew him to Hitchcock, cardiac surgery, and the gentleman's back with his family. If somebody can survive a cardiac arrest on the top of Mount Washington, we should be able to have that happen anywhere in New Hampshire. Okay? The other thing, just quickly, as far as liability, not only is an organization protected, specifically in the law, but also anybody that attempts to use an AED will not be held liable for its use. Because what are we dealing with? Unfortunately, we're dealing with a dead person. There's nowhere to go but up. Okay? You've got nothing to lose by trying. And DNRs, implantable pacemakers, implantable defibrillators, all that stuff. If stuff's not working and they're dead, then you do what you got to do. And meanwhile, who's the safety net on the phone? 911's the safety net if you've got cell service or a landline or whatever to be able to help encourage as far as instructions over the phone. What have I missed? What questions?
Bill.
You always want to know, I'm afraid to ask.
Okay, the batteries are good for 2 years and so on.
No. In the Philips unit, the battery is good for 4 years or 200 shocks, whichever comes first. The pads are good for 2 years, and in fact, on the pads, I can show you, but on the pads, there's a date, there's an expiration date. And I can open this up and find out, oh, it's right in front of the pad. These pads expire July of 2018. That date's there, whether you use them or not, the gel starts to deteriorate in the package, and that's why it needs to be replaced by the expiration date.
Now, replacement, where do we get them, Bill? Where do we have to go and get the pads and get the batteries?
The vendor, Wendy CPR, is the new state vendor for Philips, and I can provide that information or whatever. It's direct mail. You either call them up. We've got a state of New Hampshire order form to order replacement pads. They ship them out the next day. Same way if you use the device.
Is that information the board would need? So.
Yeah, I'll get that information up here so you've got the current list is good until July. Price is good until July 31st of 2018. And again, everything's discounted. There was one other thing as you were mentioning about pricing, whatever. The only other thing I would recommend with this is really need a CPR kit to complement the AED. It's got a pocket mask, gloves, another pair of scissors, a razor, some hairy guy, hairy chest. You need a smooth skin to defibrillate. So that, we're talking $22 here for the CPR kit. But that really should be something with both devices. So, other questions? But again, all the accessories are on state bid. So. And that state bid price is good to anybody in New Hampshire, public, private, churches, businesses, anybody who's eligible for that pricing. Other questions for the good of the order? Oh,
this isn't really a question, but it really doesn't pertain to the unit itself, but to the town hall situation. We don't have cell phone coverage, and the phone is out there in the kitchen. So if someone calls 911, they have to holler instructions back and forth. I don't know if there's a way to have another phone in the hall, or if that wouldn't need to be included.
Or the cordless.
Cordless.
But yeah, well, yeah.
But that might be something to think about.
Yeah.
Smoke signals.
No, there's no.
I went through quickly the liability. I can't think of anything else as far as strongly would recommend that AED be physically checked. We like to say at least once a week. This is a life-saving piece of, not to be melodramatic, but it's truly a life-saving piece of equipment. And because they're so maintenance-free, people tend not to remember to check them or whatever, but wherever there are AEDs and then you realize somebody should be doing a visual look. And what are you looking for? What are you looking for? What the little step? It's sitting there blinking away. It's just sitting there blinking away. That's all we need. And notice there's There's a little check form in here, you can put date, initials, who checked it. But liability-wise, for the town, the very minimal maintenance of, they really should be, we strongly recommend they be checked, looked at once a week, somebody initials the tag, that way it shows you're doing due diligence. Heaven forbid, what do you think is worse than no AED? The one that doesn't work when you need it. I equate it to a fire extinguisher. When you need the fire extinguisher, it's got to work, right? Same idea. So that may be something, either from a main standpoint or organization, somebody ought to really take it under their wing at facilities to make sure that they're looked at once a week. Hate to have an event and come to find out, oops, it doesn't work. Not to put the fear of God people, but like anything, don't turn it on, doesn't need to be turned on, just, it really needs to be checked and looked at and noted when, again, would recommend once a week. Other questions? I do have I get it right now. I do have some handouts that overviews not only the Philips unit, but also it also explains the direct purchase program that you folks used. Pass those around. And again, feel free to take the information. If there are any questions regarding AEDs or whatever, I coordinate the program. My contact information is there. I'm glad to be a resource. And the last thing I would note, by law, all AEDs, you realize, all AEDs have to be registered with our Bureau of EMS. 2 reasons. Number 1, these are considered medical devices by the Food and Drug Administration. Our state agency is on the notification list in case of a recall. I get, they put out a recall on widget brand AED because there's a problem with the pads. Get notified, I can look in our database and do a courtesy notification. Everybody that's got a widget brand AED, hey, call the following 800 number, there's a problem, whatever. But more importantly, all AEDs at a fixed location, I provide the information to 911, and they flag the phone numbers in the building, so when somebody calls 911, screen pops up saying AED located right rear front of the building, the school, wall cabinet opposite the gymnasium, or in a business, wherever it may be, your second floor employee break room or whatever. You may remember Tim Russell from NBC Meet the Press years ago, the moderator. Tim arrested one day in the NBC studios, 50-something years old, witnessed cardiac arrest, CPR started immediately, an AED on the wall within sight of him was never touched. People forgot it was there, and apparently it wasn't Tim's day, because also whoever called 911 gave the wrong street address. But there was an AED within sight of him, and it was never used. Everybody forgot it was there. So that's why we register AEDs in the state, to provide that next level of protection, liability-wise. Thank you very much. And again, my contact information is on the handout. Congratulations, you're joining an awful lot of municipalities that are looking at putting AED devices in their municipal buildings. That's a great start.
Just a comment, Bill. These AEDs, you explained they were $1,800, right?
Roughly.
Town of Dorchester, we got all our AEDs funded by National Prevention and Alice Peptide Memorial.
Right.
So it didn't cost the town anything that we have to pay for just the maintenance of the batteries and the pads.
Yeah, batteries every year, every 4 years, it's like $140 on state bid. And again, the pads every 2 years are $38 or something, $38, something like that. Cheap insurance.
You did say the pads are one-time use, right? Once they're used once, they need to be replaced, so we should probably have a backup set somewhere.
To be honest with you, you can if you want. The problem is with the backup set, they expire at the same time. Quite honestly, where you're not a high-risk environment, most agencies do not go with a backup set. I'll provide you the contact information, you call up CPR and they ship them out, and you have them within 24 hours. They want their units in service, so it's very fast turnaround. Up to you folks, entirely up to you. But generally, for public AEDs, we don't suggest there's a need to to stock up, because you're just gonna have to throw it away when there's a stock. And as a police sergeant, as PD was getting their AEDs, as a police sergeant said to me, he says, you know, Bill, we look at AEDs just like our service revolver. We've got it, we hope we never need to use it. And of course, same thing with these types of equipment, for the fire extinguisher or whatever. You know, you get the emergency equipment, you hope you never have to use it, but heaven forbid that you need it, it's awful nice to have. So, again, congratulations on making a major step here to protect the citizens. Yes?
I'd like to thank you, John and Sean, for getting this done, taken care of for us.
Oh, well, thank you folks for moving forward. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be just a minute cleaning up my toys.
Next thing on the agenda will, viewing of manifest. No, correction. Review minutes of June 15th. Have you guys had a chance to check over these?
Yes, I do have a quick question for the
Okay.
board. Back in the past, it was always noted what corrections were made on the manifest. I mean, not manifest, sorry, on the meeting minutes. I know we've had some with a lot of corrections or different changes and all that.
Right.
If we can add to it on what was changed. I know it's very easy to pull up the draft and then go to the new one.
Well, actually, the way that things have been being done, we've been doing it wrong. If there's any correction that needs to be done, it needs to be done in the meeting at that time,
Yes.
instead of putting it off and coming back to it.
But yes,
That's
we can know
it
which
is.
correction. I
Right.
understand if they're long, we have to shorten it. but-
Right.
That's why I brought the corrections, well, the corrections that I see to Anna, so that she can bring it back to me.
What on
When I bring the corrections that I make to her, that's not just Anna can change it, that's for us to vote on
Right.
changes.
Right, but the ones that we had in the past, the 5, 6, or 7,
No, we haven't,
those were not wrong. They need to be corrected in a meeting.
right,
So those have been out for about 2 months now. So whenever there's any corrections, it has to be done in a BOS meeting of that night, correct? Okay. So, but yeah. Okay, you guys see any change that needs to be done?
yes.
But
Okay.
it might just be the way I'm reading it. Page 4. It's a little out of sync with that. Item signed.
Yes.
One WC. One property liability. I'm just wondering what the WC is. What's the name?
Workers' comp.
Okay, can we put in there workman's comp so everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Just what's the direction on there?
And on the amount stated on page 3.
15 to 6,000.
Oh, it says it was, no, 1,500 to 1,600, and I only put 15 to 16.
Didn't say it didn't cost as much as
I should have put
$5,000.
15.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it did say
Yeah.
the 5,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Was I didn't read like the word on it there?
Those doing the work there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, on the second page, last week on May 4th, errors, I gave all the stuff that I believe had to be changed, and it isn't in here, it's not written down. But I spelled out everything in the meeting, and it isn't written down.
No, that's where everything that you spilled out, there was no backing up with everything you were saying.
Okay, but that's why we're supposed to be doing the changes in the meeting, that's why I was saying them. So that's kind of important, I think it should be in there. So then we can vote to make the changes or agree to the changes or not. And then on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the eighth line down on the second page, it should say Friday, June 16th. Instead it says Thursday, June 16th. And I didn't make it down to the meeting because that Thursday night, last selectman meeting, Thursday night, I had a problem with my knee, and I've been down because of my knee, so I didn't get to bring the stuff into the office. Like I was hoping to.
I flew down there and I was like, there's a problem. I checked my angle before running, so.
Okay. And then on the
Training pad.
Okay, any other,
Yes. On the fourth page, it says public input. Virginia Carroll asked why they can't speak with potential RA. It says Vice Chairman Walker Jr. states that there is something personal he would like to discuss with the board prior to an interview. And that is not what I said. What I said was there was something missing on, I looked through the application for that person quickly, and there was pieces missing in it. And you asked me what it was, and I said that it was personal information, that I couldn't talk about it in the public meeting.
Okay.
So that is written wrong, and that needs to be corrected.
Larry, would you state that for her, please?
On page 4, You want me to say it all again, or just the
No.
change?
Just the change.
Just the change. Okay, she asked about about speaking to potential RA applicants, and I stated that I quickly looked through the application, and there was a part of it missing, and you guys asked what it was, and I said I didn't think I could say it in front of the public because it was personal information of the application.
The applicant. Okay, anything else, guys?
No.
Okay, so I am going to move to approve these minutes with all the corrections that was done.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye. Questions?
Okay. So that was done. Okay, now we're going to do the viewing of the manifest.
Can we go back to the minutes for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you gave us a paper for April 5th, 2017. And it says phone conversation.
That was under
That's-
miscellaneous in the way back, that's
Yeah.
something Mike asked me to put in there,
That's,
that's nothing to do.
that's nothing to do with
It
the
was just a
minutes.
whole conversation that you weren't involved with.
Yes, but I,
Okay, but it's written up like a meeting, and you can't have a meeting with just one selectman.
no, it does say phone conversation though, so
Yeah.
it's recorded on paper.
But they got new business, adjournment,
I'll
highway,
take it
old
off,
business,
I'll
all
take
right
it
in
off
there.
the sheet.
Then we need to change the format of it so it doesn't look like a meeting.
No problem. That can be done.
Okay.
Okay, now can we move on to the manifest?
Sure.
Okay, any questions about the manifest?
Nope.
Yes, did we already make a motion, right?
I have a couple of them.
Can I ask one really quick? Or do I hear what all the rest of it say too? It was SPM,
That's the printer at the office.
Yeah, the printer.
but that was the,
It is the LEAP, LEAP is the insurance portion. SBN is the people that come out to service. They're kind of like, SBN does the services, LEAP is the actual printer itself. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
yes, I'm just trying to figure cost in my head.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So if I'll make a motion,
Right, you're supposed to make a
Yeah,
motion.
that's what I was thinking.
We need our treasurer.
Eleanor?
Last meeting, you had JS Adams Lock and Security, and then we said, don't, you told me not to pay it,
Correct.
Right.
and that it would be addressed, has that been,
That's coming up here soon.
okay. And then, why do you have Spectrum? Is that just for, internet service?
Internet, yeah.
Okay, for some reason you
Our
can't,
Spectrum business is internet and phone at the office.
okay, is there some reason you wouldn't do, I mean, it's pretty expensive, why wouldn't you do it through Fairpoint?
Because it's two different sections. There's a divider line.
Isn't there also too, we're required to have that special line for, town clerk and.
State.
Yeah,
They have-
I forgot what the
yeah,
line is
they-
called. Darren, do you remember what type of line that is?
It's a static IP.
It's static IP,
Yeah.
but it's
I don't think that matters whether it's Fairpoint or Spectrum.
Right.
It just,
It's
Well,
static
static
IP, it's an
Time
address.
Warner, right?
It's a service.
Yes.
And that's what we had before was Time Warner, which originally was cheaper, so maybe we should look into again. Reevaluate between Fairpoint and
A lot of things. Well, I'll tell you now, Fairpoint's going to suck for the office.
Well,
not necessarily.
I'll say they recently updated mine.
Right.
Oh, did they?
And
Yeah, they
the
just-
logs I've got for the wireless, and it's just a home-based thing, and I
Right.
downgraded and with everything going on. It's amazing now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
right.
actually, someone can't suck all the,
So they're
The
actually doing
Wi-Fi.
something good?
yes, well, it's been working much better. We
Looking
figured out the
better.
problem, so.
And then one other question about the electric. I noticed that the office is like $75. Why is the town shed $107? Are there outdoor lights that are on or something? Why would that be so expensive?
It could be running any type of electrical equipment in there, it could be.
Air compressor draws
Air
long tubes,
compressor, it could be.
electric tools, drills and
I
stuff.
don't know what's going on, I'm not sure.
I do. I found that we have a overabundance of birds, and we have those automatic lights.
Yeah,
Well, I'm now shutting the lights off at night so that I don't walk into a theater in the morning. And I know there's nothing we can do about the birds because our building's wide open.
right.
But it just came to my, and it was like maybe 3 weeks ago that I noticed this. And I've been shutting them off at night now, so.
And them are expensive lights to run too.
Yes,
And the
they
mercury lights.
Yeah, there's like 8
Was
of
there
them.
some way that you can change those out? Because those are security lights.
Well, you still got the outside lights, Mike.
This is the lights inside the garage. The big ones.
Oh,
The big fluorescent.
Oh,
outside
okay.
the back.
I thought you meant outside.
No, the outside security
Well,
lights.
because there's no doors and the birds go in
Oh,
and trick,
okay.
because it's motion activated lights.
So that probably is that.
Okay. Okay, any other questions about the manifest? Okay, I am going to make a motion that we accept the manifest.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other discussion?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to, the price of the manifest for this pay period will be $5,083.16. Which is a whole lot better than last time.
Little reprieve.
When is our next school? When is that?
It'll be the first of next month.
This next one?
Yeah.
That's
So
next
in that
meeting.
case, July 13th.
That's next meeting.
So,
Does it actually do the first or, I can't remember.
Technically, but they know when our first meetings are, so they're okay with it.
Okay, we should probably try and get those a smidge ahead though. Maybe a head there behind.
Well, they were going behind, they were going in the last, manifest of the month.
yeah, then you deal with it.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
What was it? I couldn't hear what you were talking about.
Oh, the next school payment?
Oh, school meetings, okay.
Yeah, it's every third month, right, because it's quarterly?
No, it's every month.
Every month.
$45,000.
It's not 45,000 every month, there's no way it's 45,000 every month.
Hold on, guys, you want to see it?
3 months, isn't it?
No, ma'am, every month.
Must be where all our taxes are going.
It is.
That's why we don't have a road agent. We don't have anybody going on. Our taxes stay the same, we've got nothing. I'm sorry, I'll wait my turn. But you'll hear from me.
Okay. Do a budget.
Mine comes out with how it works.
Okay.
So the school's bleeding us dry, is that what it is?
They're half our taxes.
And what are we doing about it? Are we talking to the state about it or anything?
Huh?
Are we talking to the state about it or anything? Something's gotta happen. Something more than just a
We've been having.
couple people in a meeting in here going, oh, we're paying this to the school. Get out of the dump. It's a dump school. It was a dump school for
Not a
years.
dump school.
We've
Bullshit.
been, the town has
It's not.
gone through
Guys.
this deliberation for some time. I mean,
There's better schools that are closer. Denying that?
Not a dump school.
Are you denying that there's not better
Hey.
schools closer?
Okay, guys,
Hey,
that's
do they have
enough.
the accreditation back yet?
They never lost it.
Excuse me,
I
can
know
we
what.
just please continue with the meeting?
Yeah.
This meeting of the board, public may witness it.
Time to do something more than just sit here and go, oh, well, they're bleeding us dry. That's why we have no money.
Yes. We're in the middle
Do
of-
something other than right now. All right, Elizabeth, go. What do you think?
Budget, there was a couple things. Budget.
Yeah, our executive, we're down to 30%. The last is to decent. So that's why I want to meet next week for you
We'll meet.
and myself to go over this. We need to fine tune this.
Well, what we need to do is we need to have the bookkeeper there.
I will intend.
That's the one's gonna go through it to figure it
I
out.
will intend.
Well, hold on, do we have, is Anna able to get into QuickBooks? Do we still have some issues with login, or,
You can, yes.
okay. So if needed, I know it's been updated.
There's all the questions that we can ask, you know, people too,
Right.
why there's negatives and stuff in here.
Okay, a lot of it is probably, we can look up, there's a bunch of different ways to look it up.
Well, I do know that the 5,500, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The 5,500 is a wrong dollar amount. It should be, what, 350?
Right.
Yeah. So that needs to be straightened out.
Where is this, the 5,500?
Oh,
It says 55,000, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
50.
Oh, actually, on here, that was, so she must have changed it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been changed now,
She
yes,
changed
other,
it.
other general government.
Okay.
And because I mentioned it to her when I saw her on the June
Okay, that's
15th one,
My screw up.
so she mentioned it. She must have changed it. You don't have to do that now.
Good. Okay, and then let me see. Highway, we have 69% of the budget left.
Should be a lot more than that.
And let me see, the dollar amount would be. We have $137,225 left for the year. We still gotta hire a road agent,
Sand, salt, yeah.
sand, salt, repairs on equipment,
Get the equipment up on, yeah.
and possibly buying another truck.
Please,
That's, that,
I said
I don't,
possible.
yeah, well, that's
Big no.
down the road.
Yeah,
We don't have this yet.
We need somebody to fix the roads first, we need somebody to
Right.
fix the roads. We gotta get a guy.
lease your truck, don't buy it.
Yeah.
But we'll look at that when we get to the highway section.
We need to meet two again at some point over the highway, to decide which way we're going.
We can do that Thursday night.
So, anyway, are either of you available sooner?
I'm available whenever.
I'm not available till next Thursday.
So when would you like to meet?
Either Thursday.
Next Thursday? Okay.
I will be there. And just so you guys know, I may not be able to check my email
Okay.
Thursday during the day. I
Yeah.
try to do it at night too, at least breeze through it.
Yeah,
That's
that's fine.
Again, just like always, and on to, don't hesitate to call me at one.
July 6th, right? Next Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah,
What time?
6:30 or 7. What's good for you?
We make it 7?
You can do either way.
What do you want, 7, 6? 6:30 or 7?
Got me 6:30, something on the other.
7 work?
That's,
7 will work for me.
my chance to eat
Thank you.
before getting there.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, now we're down to highway. Can we try not to let this go on for an hour and a half?
Just, can I make a statement to start?
Go right ahead.
Okay, I've talked with somebody who lives in town who has an interest in the job.
Okay.
And he's over the next couple of weeks gonna make out a, application and everything, and then he wants to meet with us in 2 weeks about it.
Okay, why is it gonna take you 2 weeks to do it?
I don't know,
That's the one that make it come sooner.
but I believe if everything was workable, I believe that he could start immediately.
Well, we still got another application we need to view too.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I think we should go ahead and pull him in, see if he's what we're looking for.
Is that missing, is what I said was missing done yet?
Larry, I've been in the hospital, I have not even looked, so
Okay, well,
that's something you have to answer there.
okay, well, I mentioned it, I don't know if anything's been done about it. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, we're gonna have to discuss what's supposed to be missing.
Yes, but this was what I said the last meeting was that it's private information, so I can't talk about it at the public meeting.
Well, we can discuss it afterwards.
Right. Yeah,
So,
it's something that I don't have to follow up on, I think.
we can discuss it
Okay.
and figure out what it is.
You want to give a report, Paul, on your last 2 weeks' worth of work? In the state of...
Sure. Working every day, doing what I can. I did get the sand pile straightened out, and we have on hand, I've had 3 people help me estimate it, between 650 and 750 yards.
That we have?
That we have on
Okay.
hand, and that's all been resalted and it's ready to go.
Okay.
So what you decide to do when you want to sand is totally up to you. Because I'm not exactly sure how much you do put up for amounts. We had salt enough left from last year to re-salt the sand that has been there for 4 years, and that's going to be used first.
Yeah.
I was able to get some coal patch out, and to my knowledge, except for one section of street of woods, I've pretty much covered where the monster holes are, and I still got probably a bucket full left, but I'm trying to use it sparsely.
Yeah.
Because I know, the thing is, I don't want to see a dump truck load dumped there and then not need it. Because like I said, I'm alone, so, I also have a gentleman sitting beside me that is interested in helping repair our equipment. He's been talked about, and I think Margaret's the only one that hasn't met him.
This is Mr.
Well,
Mel Woodsey.
and I would like somehow to get him on board with us so that I can call him for the bad stuff.
I made the motion a while back to hire him as an on-need basis. This is the guy that I was talking about.
And he charges $50 an hour.
Yeah, it's just interested, you got your own truck or service thing to come with and all the stuff you need to do it.
He's
Yeah.
all self-supported, yeah.
And insured.
He,
Yep.
uh,
He's been working for the town off and on.
I just mentioned it, that's all.
Yeah, well, no, it's actually.
They should have mentioned it, but
That's a really good point. I haven't had a chance to review the, well, I haven't had a chance. I haven't taken the time to review the Primex insurance and all that's encompassed. Assuming he'll be considered like a subcontractor, because he has all the equipment and stuff. What our insurance covers, what they don't.
He's hired as an employee.
No, he'll be hired as an employee for us, so.
Would it be subcontract? I'm not exactly sure on exactly what we go, but just what they cover, what they don't, or what they would require for him to have, if anything.
It's the same as what I've got, nothing.
You're part-time temp.
I'm part-time temp, and he'll be the same. He has no,
It won't be
he's got his own
full-time.
insurance.
Our tools, I don't know if there's.
He doesn't use that.
highway or.
He'll
He
be
doesn't
working
use
on,
his own tools.
he'll be working on the highway to take work on the vehicles
And on call, so it's kind of as we
As
need him.
needed.
as needed, right?
It's broke down, so if he's gotta grab something on his way, or make sure he's got this tool and this part that we're not providing, you know, he's using his own. Let's say he's using some gigantic torque wrench and the thing snaps or breaks, or the head comes off the thing, and
It's all part of business. It is.
The other thing I'm gonna say about this, I myself, I won't worry about hiring anyone yet until we get a road agent in place to see what this person knows.
Every time
In the
you put this
meantime, we
up,
need stuff done.
And in
though.
the
We
meantime,
have so
we
much
have
stuff.
called him and he has come fixed it.
Yes.
So what's the difference?
If he has insurance, then can be a subcontractor.
Right.
Nothing in this conversation has changed in 4 months. Nothing ever happens.
we keep putting it off, and that truck is sitting there doing nothing.
We're coming up on a year without a road agent.
When we finally do get a road agent, it'd be nice to have all this stuff already fixed, so it's ready for him to go to work, because there's so much stuff he's gonna have to do, especially with him coming, if he comes in July.
And that's what was said with the past two, or the past ones, we had to get all the equipment fixed. That way, boom, they started. From day one, when Evan was hired, equipment was breaking down. And it was fixed.
If you hire him too, then it costs more with the workers' comp and all that stuff. Right?
That's the point of him having his own insurance.
If he's part-time,
That's part-time temp work.
they don't get insurance, part-time don't get insurance.
But they're covered under workers' comp.
Let's do it.
Everybody has to be covered under workman's comp.
So,
And it's a new, but it's a, it would be an increase.
could you find out how much the increase would be over that? There's a part-time temp, mechanic that's needed.
Like truck number 4, if you get the part, he could fix that without having to go all the way over to, Newport.
Well, I thought we approved up to a
We
5.
approved for them to come look at it and
Right.
find what's matter. And
Right,
there's more wrong with it than them just coming and it needs a EGR valve that needs to be removed and replaced.
but we can
So
still
the
have,
truck,
we can still have him fix that,
yeah, we can, yeah,
you know. I mean, no,
yeah.
so Margaret, what is your opinion on it?
We need to get these roads fixed, whether how we do it with or without a road agent. We need somebody to keep the equipment on the road,
Right,
and somebody who knows how to work the roads.
right.
I honestly, I don't know nothing about roads. I can say I know how to fill a pothole, and I really, that's how I do it.
Now, what is your opinion on hiring him?
We're talking about the mechanic,
If you use the man as a subcontractor, you don't have to worry about firing. If you end up with a road agent that can do some mechanical work too, then you use him less or not at all.
right, but in the meantime.
If he's an employee, then he's gonna be drawing a check. There's a pros and cons to everything.
Yeah,
You need to get off the pot.
I think we do need him,
Yep.
especially if Paul gets in mind. Worst case scenario, there's somebody there, help him fix something. Or if he's there to fix it.
Well, Paul's a mechanic, so
Paul's a
he ain't
mechanic.
No, I know that, but I mean,
And-
like side of the road, you know, tire blown up or hydraulic blown,
Yeah.
lines blown everywhere.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what he comes in today. watch this budget really closely, we gotta
Yeah.
figure out where we're going, and we need to do it now.
I know we do. That's why I won't hire anybody before we get rid of it. Because God knows what he's gonna want.
Well, the equipment's gonna be fixed, whether you have a road agent or
I
not, so,
understand that, right?
I mean, it's almost July.
You don't need to hire him, he's a subcontractor. There's no hiring there.
No. it's
You
just
keep
that-
talking hire, hire, hire.
I mean, we can keep on having him fix each piece, calling him, having him fix each piece like we have, but this was supposed to make it so he can just automatically fix what needed to be.
Maybe you'll get lucky and get somebody that knows roads and can fix things.
That would be nice.
That would be. Chances of getting slim.
Yeah, and they're around 80 grand a year.
And we're coming up on a year soon without a road agent.
No, not yet.
Dean was fired on the 25th of July. July is what, 2 days
Evan
from
was
now?
road agent for a while.
11 weeks.
He wasn't really a road agent because you didn't have release the reins. So there's a reason why he's not here.
Okay.
We can go into it if you want. We don't need to.
So you guys just want to call him in on an as-needed basis until we get a road agent and see what they know?
Yeah.
Or if we don't get a road agent, we got to look at the angle of subcontract and everything else.
Yes, but we still need somebody to delegate that other thing for.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, those,
we need a road agent of
That's
some
what-
sort.
when the vehicles went down to couriers, they made a list of something that has to be done to them for them ready to be used.
Right?
So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of on-call stuff you could have for getting all that stuff up the park, so.
We still gotta watch, we need to know exactly what we need right now, where we're gonna go, we're gonna get this road straightened out before winter, way before then, and
Yeah, we didn't make any decisions on the road grading, I guess, either, because I haven't heard anything about that either. Somebody was supposed to make a few calls, I think, and that, I haven't heard anything.
Yes, I was, and I haven't because I've been out with my knee, so I haven't got that stuff yet. I'm hoping to get a call.
If these roads and ditches are not cleaned by the end of the fall, you guys are in trouble.
big time.
Because that stuff is gonna be out in the road, there's no ditch there.
Would you like me to make the calls?
What?
I can take up to an hour lunch during the day and.
It was on,
I'm
yeah,
sure
it was
They're at work on Monday, so I'll have plenty of time to make calls during the day.
I mean, tomorrow, I'll even have time to make a call tomorrow, I just haven't because of my situation, so. But,
Okay, anything else under
I
highway?
made
Yeah.
a whole list of people to.
Culverts. 4 months ago, you guys were talking about replacing 5 culverts. I don't care if you replace the culvert or not. The one on Hearst House Road is sinking. It's still got water going under it, so that's good. But how about taking some of that cold patch and putting it in the hole? And that's wrong, but it's a Band-Aid.
Would it help ease the problem temporarily?
Yes, it's getting so damn deep, you don't want to drive through it. You gotta drive through it to get home.
I went over it.
The only
the
hole
other
in
day.
that culvert that I've seen is in the pit,
Motion last week.
Yeah.
on the left-hand side.
There's a culvert at the bottom of the hill.
I know where it is, I've walked it.
That's definitely a deep hole.
The contract.
I'm not saying, we just dug up some on East Side Road, there was 12 inches of asphalt
Signed by him, sent
over
back.
one of the culverts.
Yeah.
And I thought,
That's cold patch, basically. Let's just keep
Right.
filling and filling and filling.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break for a moment, guys. Sorry, I didn't call you.
What is the last thing we actually had a mortgage?
do you want to pause the camera, Jack? And keep it running for 5 minutes.
Jack.
We
Jack?
had a road agent.
Right, pause the
We had
camera
a
for
year.
a moment.
That was never released to work. You go do something and then tell them what they're doing and go do something and then ask them again and go do something. That's not a road agent.
That's 7:52. Okay, now where are we at?
We're talking about the school budget, we're wondering how much there is.
Question. Is it $45,000 a month, Mike, that we're paying for the school?
Thousand.
No, I think it's a double payment.
That's what you said.
Every other manifest, it's 45,870.
For a total of 12 months, how much?
It's
$540,000.
It's not.
Either you guys call the state and find somebody and find out about pulling out of that place, or I'm gonna start raising them all kinds of hell.
There's a process that can be done.
Yeah, there
Come
is.
to a meeting. Come to a meeting.
Here I am, I'm at the meeting.
No. come
This
to
is
the
just a
school.
meeting that's.
Okay, guys, you're gonna keep this civil or shut it down. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be firm.
I know, I just wanted to explain at the meeting of the board, for letting everyone speak, it's a great thing, we all need help, we need input. We gotta keep it civil, please. I greatly appreciate all the help and the input. The board is gonna be able to talk and discuss this and figure out which way we can go
And
and our options.
I believe we should go back to the rule, raise your hand to be recognized and speak.
Or wait till
Well,
public
actually,
input.
Mr. Carroll did.
Yes, or, well, wait till public input.
Yeah.
We need to get through this.
Okay.
Where the hell are we?
I think we're at highway.
Yeah, thank you. So, are we gonna make a decision on whether or not Mel can help us out, or is this still in the wind?
Mike said have him come on an as-need basis,
Just like you've
Yes,
been doing.
just like he's been doing.
the hours here, part-time during the day, right? Well, if you work during days, at this moment, as long as the weather holds out, we don't have any massive.
Don't talk about that.
Okay. I'm just, as I said, I'm always available at work too. If it's something major, we have a $100, what is it? It's been up $100 requisition that needs to be put through.
Yep.
Am I right on the terminology of requisition?
Yeah, if he has to have something, he can spend up to $100 without coming to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even though $100, he has to come to us to get approval.
Yep.
Same thing for now. I mean, I understand if it's an emergency, you can't reach anybody. Trucks in the middle of the road, especially on 118 or, you know, down wherever you gotta go. Does that sound,
That's fine with me.
go from there, and we all need to keep in communication somehow. We gotta figure out the best way to contact each other.
You have a phone number at the house.
Yes. And is phone best for everybody?
It is for me.
Or
It is
email,
for me,
yeah.
especially
Yeah.
in emergency.
Yeah.
Email does not
Right.
work in emergency.
Phone's
because-
better, right? And on this
So,
truck, then we should talk about truck 4 for a moment, because we need the EGR valve for it and put in it. And EGR valve, how much is it?
I believe it was $560 or $570, just for the valve,
Let's call it $600, just to be safe.
right?
I
But
think,
in essence, if, I'm quite capable, I know Mel is quite capable of fixing that truck now that we know what is wrong with it.
yeah, so I'll make a motion to get the EGR valve, to put in it, to get it running.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Any discussion?
Aye.
Any discussion? Okay,
Good point.
sorry.
Just a quick one, sorry. Have we called around the insurer though? I know there's not a lot of places, but I don't know if you've been calling or if you or.
No, actually, all we're doing is it's an international engine. And we've been dealing with SG Reed out of South Newport,
Yep.
New Hampshire.
And we got a decent account with them. I haven't reviewed the.
We do.
Yes, we don't.
Now, would this be a warranty thing, or this is something?
No.
No, I've already checked the warranty ran out in February of last year
Okay.
on this particular part.
That's why we.
However, the broken spring is under the front X of that is warranted, and that can go to SG Reed after we get the truck so it runs, and then we're not paying yet $400 to haul it down.
Okay, fair enough.
So if we work this right, we should save ourselves some money.
We'll save a lot, right?
Good, because we need to.
For
I agree.
Thursday, for Thursday's meeting, so there was all the evals done, is it all documented, written down somewhere?
Ask him, he's got 3 evaluations, he's been picking them up.
I never received it.
You didn't receive them?
I never received any evaluations from Curry's Garage.
So how much did they charge us for each reval?
I don't know.
You have to look at the slips.
The slips came to the selectman's office. They never came with the truck.
Well, somebody's gotta have it. If I got them, they'd be in Courier folder.
Okay, it was Courier's Garage. I can
Yes.
call them and
Would you?
Will we
Yes.
pay them?
I would like to see them,
Absolutely.
946 on April 6th. We paid them 505 on 20th April. We paid them 152 on the 4th of May.
That should be the last one.
I know I see one slip that did have an evaluation written on it. I've seen one slip, but I don't know about the rest of them.
Yeah.
do they
I haven't seen any other slips.
No,
It might be right on the slips.
We paid them 480 on the 6th one.
Yeah, that's the one that I can't figure what they did. Oh, I do know. They changed the tailgate valve.
Yeah.
That's
On what
the-
trucks?
Pardon me?
Is that truck one?
Truck one.
Did they do evaluation on that truck?
He
So
was
you know,
supposed to. Yeah, but he talked to me about it. He didn't write it all down.
that's not on their work order.
It wasn't working.
Everything was supposed to be written down.
But before we get too far, let me give them a call. See if I can get a hold of it and, emails or copies or something of them, and any notes from the text.
Yep.
I don't know how the shop does it. Not done where I work, but it's different, I'm sure everywhere. Um,
because I called, when I called and set up the vehicles going there, I told them that we wanted evaluation, as each vehicle went there, we wanted evaluations done.
Right. And he knew that.
Right.
See, the evaluation should have been written down on separate sheets.
Darlene?
So these payments that have been made, was that for the evaluations or for work
For work done. For work that, each vehicle that's gone down, it's gone for work that's had to be done to it. And then I asked them to go look at it to see what future things need to be done that they can spot. You know, like at one truck, they spotted that the lines are getting old and shaped and stuff. Was that truck one?
That was truck one. And
Okay.
the Chevy's got rotted
And then like
transmission lines and everything else on it.
the Ford F-250, the transmission lines and some brake lines are getting rusty, and they said they should be replaced so they don't go this next winter on us. So it's all that preventive stuff to take and do for them this summer so that they break down a lot less this winter than they did last winter.
But we can have it fixed in-house with
Yeah.
a good mechanic.
Yeah, and then
A lot
the chains still to be changed on the spreader.
Two. I think there's
So
a
that-
small one and the number one on number 4.
Yeah,
And we've got the one for number 4.
yeah.
And I don't know what you're gonna do with truck one this winter to plow with it. The tower for the front mount wing is junk. And when Boash welded it for us, he said if it made the winter, you guys are lucky, because he said, I don't give it 2 days. There's just so much wrong with that wing tower, but that,
Yeah.
so.
One main thing to worry about now is having truck 4 go all set and going for the winter, and truck 2 at the moment.
I don't know when, I can't find any records of any service work being done transmission-wise on either one of those trucks. Automatic transmissions do need attention. So
Well, it should be, on truck 4, it should be specified right in the warranty information.
Truck 4 is a standard sheet.
Okay.
It's 3 and 2. We use the Ford a lot, pulling York rake and that kind of stuff, which is kind of hard on.
Yeah, go by the fluid, look at the fluid.
Right. But still, you look at the fluid and, I don't know, I do it on my own stuff, and I don't do to my stuff, which is doing with these vehicles.
Yeah.
This is kind of a commercial style of using the vehicles, so. But I do mine every year. And we got to think about tires for winter.
Yeah.
I know that Chevy's got 4 new ones on the back, and the front ones weren't that bad, so we might be able to escape another winter out of that.
Well, this was the whole purpose of the evaluations being done, was so we knew what had to be done, so we could prepare for it.
But the electrical is a major.
On which one?
Oh.
Okay. There you go now.
There is an emergency light working on truck 4. And that's been that way since last winter.
All that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
All the lights.
And the headlights on truck 1, all you've got is high beam lights. And every once in a while, they'll flicker and you don't have any. And they did put a new wiring harness in truck 2.
Right.
The Chevy. That was done at Courier's.
Right. Because everything was gone.
Everything
was
was
all
gone.
repairing it.
Yep. We had a hot line to the battery, 1 headlight. But we plowed snow. Yep. So, and I got stopped with backhoe on River Road Monday while I was putting out coal patch by the Groton Chief of Police. Because the number plate was not visible on that backhoe. And I said, thank you for doing your job.
Now, if we,
He's a nice guy, I met him, I mean, he wasn't gonna give us any tickets or nothing, he asked where it was. And when I showed him, he says, how am I supposed to see that?
now there's gonna be a place in there where we can make a bracket for it.
Yeah. That's what's coming. Even though we're in Dorchester, it's coming. So,
Okay.
I'm done. Thank you for bringing it all aboard. Well, thank you.
Thank you for coming, Mel.
Yeah, thank you.
Get your truck and get over the highway, where's that?
Okay.
I'll read it back.
All those, hands on the highway. Yep.
I'm still, I'm finding stuff every once in a while.
Sorry, I was did you get that? Just want to
Oh,
make sure
that.
that we get Mel's contact info,
Yeah.
just in case anything happens.
Oh, it's green.
Just in case.
I know, everybody has to do that.
So if you're done with me, I think I'm gonna bid you good day.
Thank you for repairing the mailbox.
You're welcome. Did you see it?
I heard about it, I haven't seen it.
Last week.
So how much did that actually cost us?
Okay, it cost you the most today because I bought 300 pounds of concrete.
Why do we need 300 pounds?
Because I wanted it to stay there. 300 pounds sounds like a lot, but it was only 5 bags.
Right, ain't much.
Okay.
It's not good. We had the mailbox, that's been in storage for I don't know how long.
So that one is big or a little bit bigger than the one that was there?
That one is like a garage compared to the one that was there.
Cool.
And I cleaned it up, painted it. And we put it on a 6x6 pressure treated post that I had out in the garage.
Nice.
And everything to do with that is either 4x6 or 6x6.
Okay. So the height was right, 42 to 46 or 48?
It's right at 46 right now, and she was there today. And I asked her, and she said, if you keep the height the way this one is, it's perfect.
Okay,
So it's there.
good. I know we haven't got no business yet, but thanks.
You're welcome.
That's where I was going next. But I want to tell you before I'm up, so.
I appreciate it.
Eleanor, do you have the manifest folder? The red folder? No, it is, I'm sorry. I thought I took it out. Yeah, you guys didn't even sign it. I thought they didn't sign it. I stayed on.
Very
It
sweet.
was- You approved. Just didn't sign it.
Thank you.
It's not to sign, that's all right.
Sorry, I missed it too.
So we all set?
Yes, thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Everybody be safe.
Yeah. Okay. What?
Past minutes.
Yeah, we more or less did earlier, so.
Unless there's anything else to add. I'm just
I
trying
know
to-
you seen them turn into the office ASAP. And I've already covered the mailbox before Paul left.
Thank you for seeing that.
Yeah. New business we have none.
I have one little,
Okay, go ahead.
I probably should have waited, should have waited, but, town sign coming in.
Down here?
No, that one.
Oh, I
The first one.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that tar one is actually broken. It's starting to crack.
Okay.
And I believe it's because, I talked to Jess about it, she didn't notice it first, and it was like days later. This was before the last meeting.
Yeah.
But, she said the ground looks soft, and she actually stopped and tried straight there to see what was going on, she thought somebody had hit it.
Yeah.
I don't think he can take 2 minutes to take a peek at it, see if he's got a good idea, because I know there's one sheet we haven't done, and they're nice signs.
The poster moving, or?
Yeah, it's twisting, and I think the one on the wood side, on the tree side, is
Yeah.
actually cracking, it looked like coming down through.
I think if he dug around the, he dug around the bases of them and did cement around them, it would make them more stable and it would stop that problem. Problem is the post gets nailed with the spring and everything, it just.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah,
something
kind of water.
you would contact him tomorrow and get him to check it out?
Contact Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you want to call me?
I can contact him tomorrow about the sign on the south end of North Dorchester Road.
Okay. Things to be signed. Okay, this is a requisition form that Anna is putting in for the office. That one
Oh, yeah.
program, she searched and searched and searched, and she's found one, what, $69 or something like that. That would take care of 2 computers versus $239 for one.
Yeah, that's a good price.
So it can be added Darlene's and hers. And that's something that.
The Word.
The Word.
Yeah, Office 365.
The VXL.
Even though we had Word on it initially, we still got
I
to
didn't
pay
have it.
for it.
I didn't have it initially.
So
can we do that?
$239.
Okay. The 3 updates after that, or?
And she's got everything worked out, and she's saving $30.89.
No, it's that program that's on there right now, I can't remember the name of
It
it.
was open office, but now it's the Bray office, and the
Yeah.
only thing I have for a spreadsheet is Google.
And when she needs to
The
do,
Word doesn't offer a thing like Open Office where you just convert all files and,
It's,
Not
it's,
that I've noticed, it's not the same.
Open office. Sorry.
Well,
It's
open
a-
office,
Office, I
it
love
was
that.
open office,
That's-
now it's
Yeah, but it doesn't have the database and spreadsheets.
I haven't seen it.
It's because mine doesn't make fire.
I don't wanna read it.
We don't have
But I don't.
We don't have an office.
you have
This
Libre
game's right in.
I
Office
have everything. It's all open source. I have database, spreadsheets.
through Libre Office.
Yeah. But you gotta
It,
updating this.
well, it corrupted all my files, all my Word documents, I can't even open. It won't read,
There's quite a few documents I can't open either.
which is a problem. And I don't know whether it's something that the IT guy can straighten out, or, and some things that are sent to us by the state, it won't open. It's very
She's
frustrating.
the reason I even started looking into that, was because of those reasons.
Did you call James and ask him about,
I've emailed him and everything, and he hasn't responded, he's been busy.
well, I'll call him and ask him, because to me,
Okay,
it was
I
on my
can call him
computer, it should have
tomorrow.
been downloaded on my, back on.
I can call him tomorrow morning.
Now, with the carbonite backup, we have those old files that got corrupted, or the files when everything changed over. Does carbonite save on top of files? Does it re-back up every file every time?
I would hope it would.
Well, no, I mean, is it gonna take the corrupted file and try and save that on top of the original
I
that's?
don't honestly know how that works, so I can't answer
Okay,
that
I'm
honestly.
vague on it too.
I'm bringing it up.
And I don't know.
So I can call him. Thanks so much, I got that thing. That's how you spell it. So Liz, you and Honor are both same page, or I should say, Darlene, sorry, wow, I think Liz, because she's not here. Are you and Liz be happier with the 365 office?
The Word,
Well, I guess it
Yeah.
can only go, if it went on mine, it can only go on one of theirs, because you can only do
Which is the
two.
older ways.
One. They're not doing something I saw at one point for 5.
And I can look further into it.
oh, we
If
should
we had
have
before, I mean, I don't want to talk in $70.
Right, but why don't you just
Yeah,
call,
yeah.
Because I mean, even if,
I can hold off on the requisition, and then I will speak with James, see if maybe he can fix whatever he took off for
Without
hers.
charging us.
He's gonna charge us $8 just to come out,
$8.
which means that the executives.
2-hour minimum. So that's $160.
Did you finish?
We can wait, even if it's a week till Thursday, and find out other options, because I mean,
dealing with
maybe
it, so
Eleanor
it's not.
could use it, other people.
Well, that's another reason why I tried contacting her, because she needs, an antivirus on her computer. Protection.
That one didn't come with a free
The
virus
laptop,
for a year.
no, it had them on it for a minimal amount of time, I guess. So I can contact them again tomorrow, it's just,
On the stamps there, though, you needed the,
I actually can refill them, so I actually found
Oh,
the
you
name.
can?
I
Yes.
did. So it's
is
a
it
lot
like a
cheaper.
secret way to do it?
The big part.
But you can refill it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I found cheaper ink, so it way cheaper than buying a stamp.
It's like $2 or something.
$2.60.
Okay, so that's it, okay. Yeah, we can, I mean, if we need manila folders and the ink, I completely understand that. Is that heavy duty shipping?
To get rid
Oh,
of all
shipping
the-
tape?
Yes, those cartridges that have been there forever.
Oh. Can we send those back? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can send them at least, I can send them back out and get me a credit or not. I have to, she's supposed to email me back on whether or not you get a credit, but they will recycle them at least.
Okay, because
They've been there for well over a year.
there's so many more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, out front.
Also, too, maybe just checking with the other offices, other town offices, or reaching out to somebody. I tried it once, Joe and Romney had just started,
Yeah, I spoke to
so, yeah, and just if someone wants to swap, or if they can use them.
I don't know if they do any good,
Or if they gave us some, what's it, filing cabinet and stuff too.
they may not be any good now, when they've been sitting there so
No,
long.
but, I mean, they can use them or something to try and build. But if we can hold off on this register
Yeah,
until Thursday and figure out what other options, if we can get maybe not a better deal, but,
none of it's a big, huge rush.
yeah, especially getting, it was antivirus, right?
Yeah, she needs an antivirus protection on that laptop.
Is that an expense that comes out of executive?
What?
Is that
The
expense
requisition?
comes out as executive?
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
something Thursday, we gotta look at it.
That's why I said it can be put on hold, and
Right.
that's why I went on and.
But see, if we don't have that program, every time she calls Mark, it's costing us money. So either way, we're dishing out money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, to keep in mind that we only have 13,000 left in the executive.
I know we already passed me. Okay, I'll wait till after the shade. I got one more thing for you. Well, I guess it'd be under old business now.
You can sign us, please.
That's for the PA inventory forms.
Oh, okay, yeah, just tell me about that, okay. Those truck forward the tires were way off so bad.
Yeah.
I can't
I'm
remember
just
the
gonna
rest
put
of it.
them on all, because someone, let's see.
Okay, about the security system, you guys should have one of these in the back of your folders.
Yes.
Know which one is it?
The one I have to change the format on.
Yes, and then, and then, they haven't, I think they haven't gotten back yet with.
They emailed me actually just as I got here, and it's exactly what I already showed you guys with the invoices last minute, that everything's listed right on.
So this is a conversation that I had with them.
Oh, wow, this is my code set out at the highway.
Has her been confirmed?
Not tomorrow.
Okay, myself or I will contact them tomorrow. They can't.
I know it does work at the office.
Yeah.
I had to use it the other night, couldn't sign paperwork, so. I sat there waiting.
Okay.
He tried to
Yeah,
figure out.
I'll get that set for
And I would have went off right away.
and if there is something wrong, how do you just give them duty code?
It's the same.
It will be, yes.
Okay.
But
They
you
want
set
to
off,
remember.
the password will be your phone.
Okay.
we getting an itemization of it?
The only thing I sent back I got.
They sent an email, and it's the same thing that online had given us last week.
We got a quote for 2 cameras at $16.86, total came up to 3 cameras at $170. That's still only $18.56. And it went up to $3,300, so, and they can't give us an itemization of what they put in and what they charge us to put it in? This don't make sense.
Okay, I'll call them tomorrow myself and tell them exactly what I want. I want a detailed,
Right, because according to this,
thing on every inch of wire, every screw, everything.
well, should get that anyways.
I printed off the email. Because I didn't do anything tonight, so that one was something. It's sorry,
Yeah,
it's
so
really
every
tight.
detail.
And then you sell like 100, 150 for the,
$325 for the NAPCO 1632 control panel with K1CA keypad, 12-volt battery. Door switches, $38, which equals out to be $76. It was $38 for the unit price. Motion detectors, entry, office, workshop, $58 unit price for the one, so it came to a total of $174. Heat detector, workshop, $38. Water, low temperature boiler room, $65. Siren, $38.
on the alarm system?
Not run. So that total came out to be material, a total of $716. Installation programming and testing, $400. 9 months worth of central, the monitoring, which is $20 a month, that you pay 9 months in advance, is $180. That equals $580 total, and this particular invoice is $1296. Next is the, can you read this one? It's like this FLIR, F-L-I-R. 8-channel NVR with 2 TV and 8 PoE switches. It just has the initials. That was $600. Three of the 3.6 millimeter, 2.1 MP weatherproof bullet cameras for $510.
Each or
It was $170 each, so it was $510 for the total. Vehicle storage garage, viewing gate entry, and sheds. That was nothing, we didn't do that one. 2.8 millimeter 3MP, dome camera, office, lobby, workshop was $145 a piece. You got 2, that was $290. 400 feet of Cat 5E wire with RJ45 connections. That was 14 cents each, came to $56. DVR lockbox, $150.
Where's the original quote?
It's what the original quote is in the file.
Pardon?
It's in the file at the office.
Okay, because
The material total was $1606 for this.
because you need to take the original quote on and what was going to be in there, and then you can figure out from what they charge us what all the extra stuff is. Because
Which is
originally,
that phone conversation that you're holding. That's what he was talking to them about in that phone conversation, was why it was different, because you and Steve had asked that also when it was originally installed.
because it's double from the original quote.
You know what? I'll have them at the next meeting and they can walk through every little inch of it with you.
Yeah, because the last thing on your installation program testing was 2006.
Put the original quote in my cubby, and then put the final bill in my cubby so I can review it. That's actually all I need.
And in the meantime, we'll get something set up for both of them to be here at the 15th meeting.
What do we need done here?
I want them to go through every little small item with you. It's best coming from their mouth.
Yeah, but the extra had to be, the extra wasn't authorized is what I'm trying to get at to figure out.
Because they forgot to add 2 cameras and wiring like I told you. Plus, they went ahead and charged us for the rest of the year $180 or something like that.
They mentioned the $20
Yeah.
a month, but they did
Yeah,
not mention
right,
it
I
in
realized that there was
the
one.
quote that it was going to
Right.
be taken out in one
Right,
lump sum.
right. So, Top handles that. Wentworth, they subcontract theirs out.
Are we officially going to zoning?
Uh,
Contract with them?
We had got a contract with them. I've been telling people called state police, or either call info. So,
So at this moment, I'm assuming we need to get a hold of,
Then you can find out who Wentworth is subcontracting me to.
have that information down at the office. The guy charges $10 for the first hour and then 54 cents a mile.
so the town would pay for every call out.
Yeah, running something that way.
I guess
Something's gotta be addressed, I mean, I don't mind helping out neighbors who've lost their.
Yeah, but legally, we don't have to have an animal control person.
No, I know legally we don't, it's been kind of a perk in town. I know state police, they can be here in 10 minutes.
Or 2
I'm
hours.
here in 5 minutes, yeah, or 2
Or
hours.
2 hours.
I do have friends and family and neighbors that are always help me, my animals get loose.
Yes. We have a person in town who is a resident, but she is not a U.S. citizen. And evidently, if one is not a citizen, one may not act in that capacity. However, she would be fabulous if she were to help out someone who were in that position. And someone in that position could simply call her and relay the
And then she would want to charge us $40 for taking the dog to the animal shelter.
Well, the animal shelter charges the person who brings the animals, so of course, the
Right.
town would have to cover that.
Right. But this person that you're talking about would also charge the town $40 for taking the dog there.
Because she'd have to pay $40 to leave the dog there. I mean, that makes perfect
That
sense.
would be her fee for picking the dog up and taking it. I have the email.
Well, that's fine, because she would have to pay the animal, the shelter, wherever she would take the.
He means on top of it.
On top
Oh,
of
on
that,
top of that.
we would be paying her $40 on top of what the town would be paying them. And that's not gonna happen.
So, last question, why we don't have an animal control officer anymore? And second, if we don't have an ACO, if we have animals, why are we paying for our dogs and cats casket license? No, why do we get our dogs license? I mean, is it state law?
State law.
Damn it, man. It's only a couple bucks.
So
I think it's
that
like,
money goes to,
good
it
for
has
you.
to get sent to the
Okay.
state.
I don't think we should leave it to state police, because it's just such a misuse of.
Well, would you like to be the animal control person?
No, that's why. But I think,
We need one.
I think people in town, I think we need to procure more volunteers in town that would do something, so contracting, I mean, I know there's some money used for various, reimbursement, but it just seems like relying on state police and other, I mean, it just seems like a misuse of.
Yeah, we've got bigger things to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
than chase a loose horse or dog.
Yeah, even like Enfield, like calling that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's my 2 cents.
Shirley?
Got a question.
What?
I'm having serious problems with my dogs next door. Are all the dogs in town registered? Are they licensed? Are they legit? Because there is a leash law, right?
State of New Hampshire, yeah.
State leash law.
Okay. Are all our dogs in order, like they're all registered?
Number one, I can't answer that. That's
Well-
something Darlene would have to answer.
What do we do to get these dogs registered?
Even when we had an animal control person, they was not all done.
Well, somebody's gonna be picking up a lot of dogs, and I cannot fall on Margaret all the time for help. I have in the past. And my biggest complaint, and Mike, you know how our property is, Bruce is walking our dogs, and Lakota is not a dog person. She don't like, unfortunately, there's little Poodle and Riley at the end of my driveway on my property, and Bruce had all he could do, and that dog just wanted to lunge, and they're on leashes. They bark all night long, they bark all day long. I filed the complaint I wrote to Margaret tonight. I know there's somebody that can come and stop these dogs up, and if that's what has to be done, that's what's going to be done. I see a dog loose on the street, that's it, I'm calling.
Well, if they bark at night, that's when you call Troop F. Let them deal with it.
Like, that's not a good use of state police.
Absolutely not.
Dogs.
It's not just dogs. You're talking people that have livestock. You know, you're talking when a moose gets hit, your deer gets hit.
Well, speaking about livestock, I was up on River Road, and I was going out on River Road the other day.
They were, sorry.
We didn't call state police then.
Could you consider, I think you did once, but could you put it back on the website that a person is needed for animal control?
I
told them to do it.
Okay. You can explain what a wonderful job it is and how they get to pet puppies and when they get from cats.
They're okay with that. I put it back up there.
I've got one of the retail, I got one of
I mentioned that again to him too, because I told him to take it off that.
Tell him leave it on there until that position is filled.
Thank you, Mike.
You welcome.
I think that's good. Leave it till it wears the paper out. Who cares?
Leave it up on the website until the website blows up.
But it can't be dog office. It has to be animal control, because dog office is for dogs. That's what it sounds like. You got a damn goat running around in the yard. I mean, I'm not gonna run out and take care of it.
something maybe for Thursday we can put on the agenda, do some digging. Maybe roll out things that we need to have a contract with somebody or.
By NHMA, the conversation I had with them, we can either subcontract it out, or we don't have to have one.
Something in place, so.
So,
And what happens, that's a question, what happens with when the dog warrants go out?
and when the dog warrants goes out, you're gonna have to ask her over that. She sends the cards out. Second notice goes out, I believe by Friday.
Who's gonna serve the warrants, do we have to make a place to do that, or have them mailed, do you know?
I believe you can do it by certified mail. I would want to research that, but I think it can be done by certified mail.
What do you need, Jack?
When I lived in Nashua, when we had problems, like if you didn't register your dogs, they'd send you a letter. If you didn't register your dogs after that, the sheriff would come to your house with the document, they'd issue you one. So why don't we just do that? That's what the sheriff's for, to deliver warrants and things like that. Why don't we start enforcing some of this stuff instead of whining about it? No, I think we make things way too difficult for ourselves. You know who registers their dogs and who doesn't. We're supposed to be giving, if somebody has an animal put to sleep or something like that, you're supposed to give some kind of evidence, like from your veterinarian or something, showing that the dog has been put down. And then it goes to the town. The veterinarians can also provide that information to the town. I mean, The problem is we don't pay crap for anything here. What can a dog officer, you were the dog officer, right, Darlene? What do you get paid? I mean,
Bruce?
not Darlene,
Cookie?
Cookie, yeah, what do you get paid as a dog officer?
Nothing, not until I had.
Yeah, who the hell wants to do that for free? Who wants to do that for $50 a year or a month or whatever? You know, you pay for what you get. We don't pay crap, so you get nothing. So we need to use the resources we got. You guys are doing, you get the state police getting involved and stuff. But you know, I'm saying, nobody wants their taxes to go up and stuff, but you know, everybody wants something, but they don't want to pay for it. So, like I said, I paid a lot of money in taxes in Nashua, but the sheriff would come to my house if I didn't register my dogs. So, start doing it. Get those people involved. Stop busting these people who aren't registering dogs. And if somebody comes in your yard, a dog, shoot the fucking thing.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry, I'm not kidding you. Shoot it. Literally shoot it. It's your yard, you can do what you want. It's threatening your animals. Take your gun out and shoot the thing in the head. And then throw it in the street and let Paul pick it up. Stop. Really. Why do we just push the can around here and play these games? You know? Just do it. Either pay for it or just handle it the right way.
Get the fines of people.
Because if I see a dog in my yard, I'll kill it. I don't care who it belongs to because I have animals that I register and I get licensed. And I'll be honest, there was a time, a while back, where I did not license my dogs for a year. And nobody came to me. Not one single person came to my house. I'm sorry, Mike, I don't mean to bring this up and put you in an awkward position.
Oh, I'm not in an awkward position.
I did not license my dog for a year and nobody said crap to me and I got 5 dogs. So I went ahead and I licensed my dogs. And they've been taken care of for quite a while now. But that went on for a year. And nobody, and people know I got dogs.
Actually, that went on for 2 years.
2 years.
Oh, we gotta go back.
So the point is I'm getting at, right, is we got dogs, we got the process where dogs get registered, right? You reissue those licenses every year, those requests to license your dog. If the dog doesn't get licensed, you send a message to the person's house. If they don't, then you get the sheriff to deliver a warrant. If they don't have the dogs, then they can get certification or send a letter saying that it
Prove
is.
they don't have the dog.
Right. Well, you just say the dog's dead, or whatever, you know. And as far as other animals go, I mean, you're spending way too much time and effort on trying to figure out a process on how to do this. You already got processes in place. And if you want somebody to handle the problem, you're going to have to pay for them. Because I'll take it. You want to give me $5,000 a year? I'll be the friggin' dog officer. I'm not kidding you. I'll be the animal control officer. You pay me, and I will do the job. But I ain't doing it for a handout.
It wasn't budgeted for originally.
Right, but that's the point I'm trying to make. You know, that's the thing. So now we don't have a budget, so we got a process in place. Just follow it. It's pretty simple. I'm sorry you sound impatient,
Or
but
here, if there are further complaints or people continue to have trouble, or even somebody loses a dog or cat, any critter, that's even going to be anything from this end. So if anything disappears, you know, you tell my kids, you know, especially friends and neighbors that I reached out and getting help. As I always do for people I know and those I don't, I just want the town to know. Stop in, call me. I had to leave do that the other night. Stop in, have you seen my dogs? I said, I got one. Same thing, I don't necessarily reach out to neighbors, but I'm there. And I've got, you know, my mom who's good with animals, good, she's there, my husband, you know, trying to reach out. So, in the meantime, if we can help each other out with all our critters, and please don't hesitate. I'm going to see if I can get one of these forms. So if anyone else does, that we can forward them to where they need to go.
Actually, this is a sample.
Yeah, it's a nice form.
We need to approve this to accept it.
Oh.
Shirley just wanted one, so I printed one.
Okay.
So what we can do is officially put Town of Dorchester, if we want to adopt this, and approve it at the next meeting.
I'll rewrite it.
Make motion to adopt that.
No, that's right.
Okay, yeah, because it's got
Yeah.
the info.
The only thing we need is the Town of
Yeah, just the letterhead.
Yeah.
Do we still have the original letterhead too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Make motion.
Put it all up there for the
Yeah.
next time.
I make motion to adopt that paper for the animal control.
Okay, I'll second it. as soon as the letterhead is put on it.
Right.
So then with the letterhead, and then, figure out where to send these forms. We need to go through. For Thursday's meeting.
Now, I'm only gonna give 3 hours Thursday night, so
Okay.
that's my
If
limit.
I get there an hour early, we can. I'm back in there. Squeeze in an hour and stuff, so I make it 6. I might be able to squeak out next Thursday.
I don't think I can next Thursday, unfortunately.
Okay. We'll stick with 7.
We can always schedule another one. The following week, before the board meeting. Which honestly, I think that would probably be a good idea to bring the board up to speed, that way.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for Thursday too, just get caught up a few things.
Yeah.
I gotta
Meet previously before a board meeting and bring the other board members up to date on things, and that way they are blindsided with things. Yeah, I mean, at Wentworth, they do a workshop.
Those would be public meetings, right? And warrant
Yeah.
events.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. They do a workshop. And they're off Thursdays, or off weeks. Actually, when I'm able, I'm gonna go out and see what.
Maybe we could all go together too.
Yeah, that would be great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in case I want to go to Canaan, we're gonna have to check this one out.
I've already been to Canaan. I do want to try out running. And then I'd like to try out running. Now, we could probably talk to the Groton cop too.
I'll just see that somebody can reach out to them, especially now. The game warden, but I don't know how that works.
With the wild animal, the game warden.
Yeah, do you know anything about the game warden? Do they help out with any of the?
I think they do pinch it, but they don't. I mean, if it's like an emergency where you can't get a hold of anyone, they do, but it's not part of the protocol to deal with domesticated animals.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Like deer, moose, and everything.
Yeah.
Stray fish.
It's in the refrigerator.
Okay, so,
Anything else?
do we go to public input?
We already did that.
Public input?
Yeah.
Are you on public input, Mike?
Yeah,
You are, okay, I just have one piece.
yeah.
What is the status of the surveys, engineering, and grant writing for the college road? I know there were some quotes, that you guys sort of
Two or three.
advertised. Have
Only
you
one
done
is,
anything
only
on
one
it
is
yet?
on its way, and 3 or 4 are waiting to meet with you.
Okay, I still have 4 to meet with me.
I couldn't hear that.
I have 4 people meeting that wants to meet with me. I have all intents on meeting with all of them next week on the same day, same time.
Okay. So we're gonna get, you're gonna award one at some point, right?
Once we get, well, I had to extend the time frame because we being in and out of the hospital.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna meet with them next week, and I'll set the deadline date for the 13th or 10th.
Yeah.
That way they can be, the still bids can be open here at the meeting. The board can glance through them, and then we can actually sit down and try to decide which one to go with.
It'd be good just to get that in place, because we're getting into the fall, at least we got something in line.
Well, when I was in the hospital, there was 2 other board members that could have stepped up to the plate.
Okay.
There's things that Mike was dealing with that hadn't been dealt
Oh,
with.
yeah, so make sure we stay on track, that's all.
Yeah. So I will be getting back on my projects.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'll probably extend that till probably the 10th of July. The deadline date. Charlie?
I'm wondering why this town has not posted No, I'm sure you got the letters from National Grid and the electric group about the defoliation along the power lines. And for people with health issues or wells near where this is taking place, to be able to contact them and ask them not to spray their area so they can get in the queue of not having the area sprayed, and also to alert the public if they have health problems when it's gonna happen, and so they know to keep their windows shut or whatever. And this was back in May, these letters went out, and there's maps with them, and there's nothing on the website, there's nothing posted at the office. Other towns have it posted, they have it on their website, they have the information and the forms for people to fill out. I'm just wondering why you guys haven't addressed it.
Have we received this information?
Did you say it went out with all the power bills and stuff like that?
No, this was a separate, it was a packet, you had to have received it.
I got a letter that no forms or anything. It was just
Well,
a
you
letter
go to
saying
the
it's
website
free.
to download the forms. And it has the contact information for who to call if you have concerns about.
I'll have one,
I
I'll
mean,
check that out tomorrow.
I took the ones off the bulletin board in Wentworth. And this is the whole packet they sent, and this is exactly what they posted. In their towns.
Website on it?
Yeah, all the information's there, the maps are there. I just think it's very remiss, because it's coming up. And, you know, parents with kids that have asthma or other things need to know. And if you got a well where they're gonna spray, yeah, I wouldn't want my well sprayed.
Did you want to see this?
Where are they spraying?
The ones in the woods, but the co-op is also doing the electric poles. And that's why this is
That's why I don't see this is a bit, this is a bit all.
Just a big one.
At the office.
Does include this too.
But that one's showing the big power line.
It does include this town.
It does.
Yes.
This one is right in this town?
Yes.
I've got Monroe,
That packet is for Wentworth.
Yeah.
Cable, Benton, Warren, and Wentworth. Hinsdale, Winchester, and Monroe.
They're showing, the big power line goes across 118 down Rumney. You can see what, it's definitely showing that. Yeah, they spray that every so often.
This town got one.
Yeah, this is posting the pay saving.
We get the same notice, you're saying?
Wow, maybe not early spring.
Yeah, we're on there. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Well, I think we need to get the word
glance at it. Something that should probably.
No, get on.
Something we can, make notifications or.
You guys want this on Facebook site too?
Yes, if we
Yes.
can organize as soon as possible, but we got two other that are online, so.
Yeah, one of them.
Is there, if you choose something, you gotta bring them back?
No, I made copies, so that you guys could see what I was talking about.
Did you want these in the office on it?
John, I'm getting my appointment set up for next Wednesday, the 6th, the 5th, for the Providence Road. Providence Road.
Okay.
Did you hear it?
He didn't
Oh, yeah, I did that.
He didn't
I'm gonna set my appointment up for, the rest of the bids for Providence Road
Okay.
on the 5th.
Okay, Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they'll have till the 10th to get the paperwork sent in,
Okay.
Just hopefully they're available.
if they are available. If not, that's the only day I am, so. If not, it'll be the following week. Now, how many bids do we have sent in already? Okay, we have one bid that's been sent in. Mailed in, rather. Or dropped it off, correction. But it is still,
Yeah.
so.
It's not important.
Say it's a sealed bid.
Yeah.
You said you are open on Wednesday?
It will be open probably at the, as long as we have them all in, I'm looking at, have them open up probably the meeting of the 13th.
Okay. And then, sealed bid, then you have to open it while you're talking.
Yep, that'll be right here. Right here. And then we'll have to just glance through them and then literally have to sit down and go through them and see which one we decide to go with.
Okay, good.
So,
We can't make that meeting, it's our birthday.
well, we won't make a decision that night on the person anyway. Because we're going to have to go to them with fine tooth comb. So we'll have to set another meeting for that at the office. So. Anything else, guys? Any other public input? I am making a motion to adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Bye.